Welcome to the Dice Tower, a series of video reviews about board and card games. Here are your hosts, Tom Vassell and Sam Healy.
Once again, we are invaded on Miami Dice.
I'm back, baby!
You gotta do the Joker laugh.
Only by permission.
I don't think I can do the Joker laugh.
Can you do the why so serious?
Penguin, there you go. Penguin, yes.
Excellent. All right. This is a game, Batman Gotham City strategy game from Wizkids, coming out in just a few weeks from Wizkids. Wizkids seems to like to make games about you being the bad guys. Remember their last game, the Nazgul one? You guys loved that one, right?
Oh, that was a
You bring shame to this
wow.
show.
So anyway, Batman Gotham City strategy game is a game in which each person is the
villain,
the Penguin, the Joker, Two-Face, or the Lizard.
Killer Croc.
It's designed by Paulo Mori, who designed games like
Same games like Libertalia and
Libertalia.
other things like Vasco da Gama.
Vasco da who?
what?
I did say games like Libertalia and other things.
I'm throwing this off the roof.
Oh.
Off the roof?
Never mind, Tom. That was
It's okay.
somebody
It was
else.
somebody else.
Come back.
Here's the board. It shows a map of Gotham City, which is divided into three sections: downtown, midtown, and uptown. And then each of those sections is further divided, like there's Miller Harbor, Media Tower, Crime Alley, Amusement Mile. Over here is the Batcave, and you can see Batman is hanging out there waiting to come in and just maul you. And that's because you are going to be either Two-Face, or the Joker, or Killer Croc, or the Penguin. Each of these gets a very large shield. And then I think that's because it has all this information on it, which is almost as long as the rules themselves as you play the game. And you also will get a figure that you'll be playing the game with. Now, one of the things I need to mention, this has really nothing to do with this game, but this game, these figures are called switch clicks, which means the characters just pop right off the clicks bottom, and then the game provides you with an actual dial that can be used in HeroClix. So I can use the Penguin, and the game comes with cards for each of the characters that you'll be able to use. So if you buy this, not only do you get this game, but you also get 5 characters that can be used in HeroClix Batman and the 4 different villains. Now, the clicks themselves are used over the course of the game to show what level you're on. And that's really all you need to look at the clicks for. So you don't have to constantly be peering at the information on the clicks. The click shows you what level you're on, and it shows you what information you need to go to the next level, but that's also on your reference card here. What you're going to do at the beginning of each of your turns is you will see if you can level up. And for example, to get to the first level, you need to control 3 city blocks. To get to the second level, you need to have a henchman. To get to the third level, you need to pay $6. To get to the fourth level, you need to pay 6 information. And it's possible that you can go up multiple levels each turn. But that's the very first thing you do on your turn, is you check to see if you go up a level. Then you're going to play a card. Now there's a whole deck of cards here on the side, which show the different villains there. And each of these cards has 2 parts. It has the top and the bottom. Now the top part has one of 2 things. Either you draw a card from the Batman deck, in which case we draw a card from the Batman deck, which will either hurt all the players or will allow you to move Batman around the city where he will fight somebody, and usually you want to move him where someone else will get fought by him. Or it will talk about one of the blocks. This says the ruler of Robinson Park gains this block's income. So I look for Robinson Park on the board, which happens to be right here in the middle, and whoever controls Robinson Park is going to get a dollar token. And if I had done Media Tower, you would have got an information token. And so players are going to be trying to control these regions, but you will play one of these cards, and you have to do the top part, whether or not you control that region or not. You will then get to do the bottom part of the card. Here I get to place 3 control on the board. Here I get to spend 4 information to place this card in front of you for the rest of the game. It cost me 1 less to go up a level. Here it says if I roll Amusement Mile, I can place 1 threat in each block in Uptown. So there's all different special abilities, and I can use these special abilities. Or, instead of using the special ability here, I can discard the card and take 2 things of my choice. There's 2 main currencies of the game. There's money and there's information. So I can take 2 money or 2 information or 1 of each. And then there's threat, which you will have in your color, and as the game progresses, you're putting threat in these different areas, and threat's important because whoever has the most threat in a region controls that region. And after you have played your card and put out your threat or gotten information or money, you then, if you have $5, you can buy a henchman of your color who will come behind your screen. He's then part of your hideout. Then after that, you can pay 1 information if you want to move your figures around the board, and you can also move your henchmen. Now, henchmen are great because they're threat that's on the board, and you can move them, and they will add to your threat. And you're moving your main character is great because it doesn't matter how much threat someone else has in an area. If you have your character there, he runs that area. Now, you might want to move your character into a spot where there's another villain, and then you will both fight. You will both roll these dice, which go from 0 to 3. There's Batman symbols, and they count for zeros. And you also get +1 for each henchman that you bring along to the fight. The winner, if the attacker wins ties, by the way, so it encourages you attacking, the winner is going to get to put out 2 more influence on the board, or threat on the board. And the loser then will have to retreat back behind the opponent's screen, which means they'll have to pay an information to bring him back out. And they don't control that area anymore because you're in that area now. So there is that. You also will have to fight Batman occasionally as he moves around, or if you're stupid enough to go fight him yourself. In this case, Batman has numbers on his dial that will add to his dice, and when you fight Batman, if either of you rolls a Batman symbol, then Batman automatically wins the battle. So Batman's going to kick your butt a lot. But if for some reason you do beat Batman, and it is possible, then he retreats to the Batcave, and he also goes up a level because Batman always learns from his mistakes. And so he'll also go up for levels as these cards are drawn. So he's going to be going up levels to the point where you won't be able to beat him. If Batman beats you and comes to an area, he'll send you back to your hideout, wounded, well, in spirit anyway, and he'll also remove a bunch of threat from that area that you might have. So the game is all about getting to threat in these different areas, but it's mostly about leveling up your character. Now, when you level up your character, there are certain times you go up certain levels, and you'll be able to take a card from your hand and play that card in front of you as a permanent special ability for the rest of the game. The most of these cards you'll get in front of you in one game is 4, because they come every 2 levels. But like, for example, Two-Face can take the 22 semi-automatic pistol. During a fight in a block occupied by Two-Face, we add 1 to his roll. So I can have that now. Now whenever he fights anybody, he's +1. While the Penguin the Penguin says whenever you discard a card to take 2 money, take an extra money. So he can discard cards for 3 money. And the Joker has different cards. Let's see. Whenever the Joker's in a fight with Batman, he gets 2 information, whether he wins or not. Or Exploding Cigars. If he rolls a bat symbol, roll again. If he rolls another bat symbol, he wins. Killer Croc has cards that basically up his strength. If he loses a fight, I can put him in a block of my choice. I don't have to send him back behind my screen. If he's in a fight without any of his henchmen, he's +2 to his die roll. And several of these cards allow you to get like a special token. For example, the Penguin has a penguin that he can put on the board that acts as an extra henchman that he can have. Killer Croc can put a trap on the board which keeps people out. Two-Face has a coin which when he's putting out threat or influence on the board, he can flip this and he might be able to put out 2 extra if it lands on the scarred side of the coin. And the Joker has a spray canister, which is, as a Joker can be a real pain in the neck. It's a laughing gas token, and he can move that token, and it counts as 2 threat to wherever he moves it. And Batman can't even get rid of that laughing gas token. So the game will end in one of 2 ways. When all these cards are gone, at which point the villain who has the highest level is the winner, or when one of the villains gets to level 10, at which point they automatically win. Alright, This game, Batman Gotham City strategy game, I wasn't sure what to expect because of Paulo Mori. He did Vasco da Gama, and that's a really dry game. Libertalia was not a dry game, so I didn't know what to expect from this one because I'm always worried with these themes that people will just paste the theme. The Nazgul game from Wizkids was really dry.
Horrible.
Really dry.
Yeah.
This game's not. I like it a lot. Well, I'm not going to speak for these two guys. I really enjoy this game. I think the theme comes through
Getting ahead of
in
yourself.
waves.
Oh, you've already stopped it, haven't you?
We have. We've already explained how to play the game. So, what do you guys think? Let's talk about the theme integration first. Do you think they did a good job bringing the theme into the game?
I think so, and I think it works. The fact that you are the villains in this game actually works, which I think is hard to pull off.
The theme is dependent upon the special powers of the villains, though. The theme really doesn't shine until you get those special powers out on the board. A couple of them.
True.
But I mean, it is there, and you just have to. It's not there at the beginning. Everybody kind of seems like they're the same at the beginning of the game, and then once you get a couple of those special power cards out, everybody does. Now we're starting to feel a little bit.
Yeah, I won't argue that.
A little bit like the Penguin is running his game in that corner of the city.
Right.
Killer Croc is just all over the place, and Two-Face is Cream up in the upper crust doing his thing.
Right.
So
right. Yeah, I think
it feels different when the special powers get.
I think the theme is a plus for me.
One of my worries about I don't mean to keep comparing this to the Nazgul game, but when we played the Nazgul game, I hated the fact that we were fighting my heroes. We were fighting Legolas and we were fighting Boromir, and we would kill one finally, and we'd be like, yeah. Ooh,
Just killed
ooh, I don't
Boromir.
mean to. In this game, you are never going to beat Batman. You might beat him in a fight, and then he's
But he
going to come
comes
back
back
later, and he's going to clean
stronger.
your clock.
Yeah.
So what you do is you're like, and you send him after somebody else. And that's way you can be thematic without it ruining it for me like I'm hurting one of my favorite superheroes.
Right.
And Batman is a beast in this game.
Yeah, he will
Pain in the
smash
neck!
you around.
Yes.
But it's really fun to send him after somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I really think the two parts of the card mechanic is a great mechanic
Right.
where you have to do the top card.
Right.
And then you can do the bottom, so you got to play cards. But at the same time, I don't feel like it. You sit there paralyzed. What do I do? There's only so many options you have.
True.
So I'm going to put this game in a very solid medium category. It's not light, but it's not heavy either.
Right. I don't think there was very many options. The main decision that I usually had to make on a recurring basis was what other villain am I okay with helping right now? Because you have cards and they're going to get rewards from where they are, and you have to say, well, he's this card helps him in this area, but if I do that, he's gonna get a leg up on me over here. This guy hurt, and so that's the decision you have to make. Who are you going to help? Now, if you have a card that helps you out, of course, that's kind of a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, you're deciding who am I going to help that's going to also help me, or at least not hurt me very much.
Yeah, there could even be a bit of negotiation. And you can play different strategies. Today, I watched his sons play the game, or one of your sons played the game, and he took the Joker, grabbed a bunch of thugs, and just walked around the board, beating the snot out of everybody. He beat Batman 2 times in a row.
Cool.
Now then Batman, came back. But, but at the same time, that was a very valid strategy to take that smack you around, while if you're playing the Penguin or Two-Face,
Right,
you might be more like, ooh, I got influence everywhere.
Right.
Bring in the money, bring in the thing. And I think the game's way of winning by leveling up is very clean.
Yes.
Does an easy job of doing it.
I think the game's a really good mix of an area control game. It feels, you take away the theme, the Batman theme, and it's a pretty basic area control game with all the different locales and then moving in troops and holding a location, getting kicked out, that sort of thing. But the theme on top of that, and then the special cards for each character, add a level of fun, a level of American-style gaming to the whole endeavor here that I think is excellent.
Yeah.
I think it's a great marriage of the two.
I think there was a little bit more of a. I kind of saw it. Well, the way you the last game we played, the way you played it, the Penguin, was you kind of moved in and you kind of bunkered up a little bit.
Right.
And and so I can see where you got that age,
area control
aspect from it. I kind of felt like it was a little bit more of a ebb and flow, where I go in here when I want to. I get kicked out. Okay, now I'm going to come over here and get what I need from over here, and I get kicked out of there. And there was a little bit more of an ebb and flow with it, but I thought it was cool because I just had a great time playing Two-Face that time, because I mean the way they put the coin into it and everything like that, and that actually made that part of one of the mechanics of the game to see if you get to do what you want to do.
Yeah, and it almost makes you want to role play your characters.
Exactly.
Right. Because the cards are so thematic.
We role play everything though in our group.
Yeah, that's true, but this makes it easy.
Two-Face is my favorite, but I would gladly play any of them. I like how they put the theme in this game. If you happen to own the DC deck building game, what I want you to do right now is pause the video and go throw it in your trash can, because this is actually DC Comics, and this is good. I'm giving this one 2.5 ripped pieces of clothing up, because Batman has beaten me up, and that's all I have left. But very positive review from me.
I'm going to give it one coin that has two sides on it.
But do they cancel each other out?
No.
No, they exist simultaneously.
Yeah.
Good versus evil.
Wow. Mind blown. I'm going to give it 2 freaky umbrellas up. I like the helicopter one. I don't know, that cracks me up.
All right.
I like it though. This game, like you said, I recommend it. I think we're all in agreement here that.
Let me clarify. I'm not just giving one object up. I am giving this 2 thumbs up.
We don't need to clarify our system. It gets more up.
Thumbs.
That's true. I'm not.
Thumbs. What is this thumbs?
Forget what I just said.
It's a great game. Coming very soon from Wizkids.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.